Hey everyone, I'm Tiffany Harelik, and this is your Wise Skies astrology forecast for the week of February 12th through 18th. And so we have some cool things going on. This week, at some point, 5 planets are going to be in the sign of Aquarius, and then the sun will sneak out and move into Pisces. So happy birthday to our Aquarius and Pisces, of course. But let's talk about it from beginning to end. So on Monday, there's no major astrological transit going on, which is nice. The moon is going to move into Aries, and so we can have that. The moon reflects what we need emotionally, and Aries represents that pioneer, fire starter, hot to trot energy where we're ready to go, where we're ready to feel, where we're ready to find something out there. It can indicate right action is needed. Aries is ruled by Mars. So the idea for right action, momentum, forward motion, this is like the Six of Wands card in Tarot. This is the spice of life. So you could do a personal check-in with the moon in Aries. Do I need to course correct somewhere? Where do I need to self-correct? You might be mindful of some burnout because all of that fire can just keep us going. The crystals that are associated when the moon is in Aries are carnelian for emotional intelligence and pyrite for clarity. So there's some crystals you could play with. I love talking about the herbs and the garden anytime the moon changes signs. And for me, it's like really working with the earth and the skies together. So that's what I get excited about. That's what the moon in Aries does for me. It just brings up my passions, helps me see what I enjoy about life, the spice of life. Let me tell you a mantra for the moon in Aries. It's so hum, so hum, so hum. And it's Sanskrit for I am that. So this is something that you could play with too. On Tuesday, I'm looking at my digital astrology calendar to get the dates for you, and my flight leaves for Tulum on Tuesday. And I have chosen this day because Venus sextiles Neptune. So Venus, romance, finance, beauty, luxury, enjoying life, our heart-centeredness, our passion, our juiciness, that Venusian, easygoing, beautiful vibe is in a positive door opening position to planet Neptune, our bliss, our yoga teacher, our guru, our spiritual connection to our personal higher power. So this could be a very creative time on Tuesday. This might be a time when you just want a new yoga outfit. This could be a time when you're playing some new music. This could be a time when you're offering healing services and some creative force is happening that is just unbelievably sovereign and beautiful. This is very compassionate. This is very charitable. This is very, I don't know, illuminating and gorgeous energy. So working with this energy, it occurs 3 times in February in 2024. The first one is February 13th. The second is May 23rd. And the third is December 4th. Okay, so then we have Happy Valentine's Day to all celebrating on February 14th. Very cool. No major, actually, yes. So I missed one because it was so early. On the 13th, Mars enters Aquarius. All right. So again, this out of the box thinking, very independent, rebel, curious Einstein energy. So Mars joins the Aquarius party on the 13th. And then on Valentine's Day morning, as it moves into Aquarius, of course, it's going to be right next to Pluto in the sky. So now we've got the Sun, Mars, Mercury, Pluto. Venus will join later in the week. But here on Wednesday, on Valentine's Day, this Mars and Pluto, I just got this image of the Phoenix rising, this like firebird in the sky going out to help the masses. So what starts in your communities right now is going to be super transformative. What starts in your communities, your networks, your neighborhoods, your social clubs is going to be powerful and transformative. Radical healing, maybe through heat, Mars. Sometimes we feel heat in our hands when we're doing healing work. So pay attention to the themes that are going on in society and culture. Pay attention, to what's happening. If you have Aquarius in your chart, if you have any fixed signs in your chart, right? The fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, this is going to activate something for you, whether it's, pulling in a square, pulling in an opposition. There's a lot of power in the Aquarius energy this week. So on Wednesday, the moon shifts into Taurus. So Valentine's Day, you have a sensual, juicy Taurus physical body moon going on. The personal check-in would be, how can I ground my energy? Taurus is an earth sign. What feels stable to me? What feels rooted to me? Joke for my Aussie friends, didn't mean to make it. The crystals associated were red jasper for stability, rose quartz for comfort and nurturing yourself. The herbs and spices are like vanilla and rose and things that are just really like honey, things like this. So your mantra is body strong, heart wild, spirit free, eyes open. I must have been feeling a little Friday Night Lights when I wrote that one. I don't know. All right, so Valentine's Day, get a good forecast there. Right on. On Thursday, the 15th, we've got Mercury sextiling Chiron. So again, probably feeling that a couple of days in advance, releasing on Thursday. You're going to choose healing thoughts with Mercury and Chiron. You're going to do some kind of talking, information exchange, podcasting, texting. Mercury is like about getting the word out, and Chiron is about healing. So listening to a healing centered podcast, talking about new ideas with your friends. I don't know. This is a vibrational match for clarity and overcoming something, helping the underdog, things like this. Okay. Also on Thursday, Mercury trines the south node and sextiles the north node. So teamwork makes the dream work. When the nodes are activated, you tend to just feel that deja vu moment, like you're like with your special people, you're with the people that you came to meet in this lifetime, and you're like resolving karmas in some way. You just kind of notice and pay attention, right? And do you need to clean up your side of the street? Are you into the Ho'oponopono prayer and helping just provide more forgiveness, peace, love, and healing on the planet? There's a Ram Dass quote that I love that is, treat everybody you meet like they are God in drag. Really, that's like such an Aquarian thing to say, right? So like, whoa, disturbing, out of the ordinary, different, changes the way you think about it. Treat everybody you meet like they're God in drag. Well, if you have opinions about that, it's going to shake you up a little bit, right? Like it's going to give you cause to pause and consider, is everybody I meet God? Is everybody I meet a reflection of that holy divine power, right? This is an interesting idea to consider with Mercury trining the south node and sextiling the north node, but really all week. Okay. Friday, we've got Venus is going to move into the Aquarius party. This is like raise the vibe, curious desires of the heart, that odd couple energy, that adopting a strange pet. This Venus is in Aquarius February 16th through March 11th. Okay, so Venus brings awareness to what we value and what we love, and Aquarius brings awareness to the odd, the unusual, the Einstein brilliant ideas, the collective, right? Let me back up a minute and tell you that Mars is going to be in Aquarius February 13th through March 22nd. Okay, so we're on Friday. There is a first quarter moon at 27 degrees of Taurus. So this is a turning point. Something occurred May 19th of 2023 that set the ball in motion for what is happening now. So more is being revealed about something that started in May of 2023. Can you identify some patterns? Can you connect some cosmic dots? This is a turning point. It's an opportunity to walk your talk. It's a yang moon. It's a time to take action, to be in there doing something. It is not a lazy laid back moon. So Friday the 16th, consider this. There's a Sabian symbol that's associated with every degree of the zodiac, right? And so 27 Taurus. So when we're considering this first quarter moon in Taurus, the Sabian symbol is a person in middle life, stands in rapt, sudden realization of forgotten charms, in unexpected recovery of romance. What? And how perfect is that for all that Aquarian stuff we're talking about? I'm going to say it again because it's a little wonky. A person in middle life stands in rapt, sudden realization of forgotten charms, in unexpected recovery of romance. That's pretty dope. That's pretty cool. Okay, so that's Friday for us. Friday evening, the moon will move into Gemini, right? Where can I be more discerning with my decisions, with my commitments, with my energy, with my spending? What do I want to learn? What classes do I want to take? What technology do I want to employ? The crystals with the Gemini moon are labradorite and sodalite. The herbs are dental. That's a new herb. It's a cross between dill and fennel. Caraway, lavender, lemongrass, anise, and marjoram. I love cooking with caraway. I put it in like this mushroom mix that I make, that I put like a kind of a mushroom gravy type thing that I put on top of mashed potatoes. Love it. So the moon influences digestion. So, there's a great podcast that I recorded with Lisa Giannini about the medical moon. And so if that interests you, just please find it, check it out. The moon influences our digestion, and Mercury rules and influences the details of our diet and our recipes. And so there's this hack I'm going to tell you about. I have to look at it so I'd get it right. But it is for cooking, you type cooked.wiki between the HTTPS and the recipe. You know how all of the recipe blogs have like a ton of information, and you can't find the recipe and it's like not organized. If you, between the HTTPS thing and the recipe that you're looking at, if you type cooked.wiki, right, WIKI, it's going to give you two columns, one of the shopping list, the ingredients and all that, and the other of the instructions. And it's awesome. It's like working for me. So I wanted to share that with you. The moon in Gemini, you might be employing some new strategies like that. So yeah, so the digestive process is really highlighted with the Gemini moon. Writing is really highlighted. The Gemini moon writers club that I'm part of, like that is, it gets your mind going. It helps you think about what you want to say, what you want to get out in bullet point format, outlining things. Smell, memory, mood, emotions, touch, and texture all influence our taste and our digestion. If you're aware of your human design digestion style, this could be a good time to experiment with that. It could be a good time to take a cooking class or like a honey sensory class, little marketing for the bees. Like, oh, cute. All right. So what extra details would be fun to bring to the table when the moon is in Gemini over Friday, over the weekend? Friday night, Mercury's going to square Uranus. So Mercury squaring Uranus, like Friday, even though I'm having fun talking about the moon, there might be some mixed wires, some miscommunications, something that feels very disruption. So I want you to be safe, play it safe Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Make sure that you unplug the things that need to be unplugged before you leave the house, right? We've got, like right now where I'm recording in January, right now it's really cold. So we have the heat lamp on for the outside animals. Make sure that that's safe. When you're leaving the house, choose your conversations carefully. Doesn't need to be said by me. Doesn't need to be said. Doesn't need to be said by me. Doesn't need to be said right now. Let your words pass through those gates, because sometimes these misunderstandings can happen here. And it's a very stimulating thing. So Friday, Saturday, if you have too much coffee, it might fry you out a little bit. So being really careful with your adrenal system would be amazing. Yep. Saturday morning, Venus is gonna, did I miss the Venus? Did I tell you? Did I say Venus entered Aquarius? Yes, I did. And so as it enters Aquarius Friday, then of course it's going to be right next to Pluto on Saturday. So Venus and Pluto are these intense connections, these lessons in chemistry. Are there any areas in your relationships or your finances that can be cleaned up by you ahead of time so that you can experience this intensity with like joy and passion? Do you want to take a fine-tooth comb through your banking? Do you have a relationship inventory you can do? I have one. If you need resources, let me know. I use it. It's very empowering. I didn't make it. It's just the one that I use, of course. So now, by Sunday, we're looking good again. The weekend, the sun will enter Pisces on February 18th. It will, yeah, 18th, 19th, depending on where you are, and it will stay there through March 20th. So the sun, when the sun changes signs, or when any planet changes signs in astrology, we call that an ingress, ingress. So the sun will ingress into Pisces. And this is when we all have access to that Piscean illumination of our dreams, our daydreams, when we're working more in REM sleep, when our meditations are wild, when we have just that more, that like our senses are heightened, our intuition is heightened. So The present moment energy is really what fuels our life direction, and Pisces can sometimes get a little bit spacey with things, get a little bit more fantasy with things. And so, how can you work with that in a positive way? And do you want to? I have this book called Super Normal. Um, too far away on the bookshelf, but it's super normal. It's red, and that might be something for you to play with during Pisces season. Flip through it, read it, get a couple of quotes, right? By Sunday night, the moon will enter Cancer. So you might be more into like home cooked meals. The moon in Cancer is very Queen of Hearts feeling. It's very nourishing. It's like taking a bath in healing waters, drinking hot tea. Cancer is a water sign, right? You get what I'm putting down. With your diet, the moon really influences chefs and home cooks and cooking and farmers and growing food. And what are some of the things that you really enjoy? Is there a childhood food that you want to bring back to the table? Yeah, so the herbs and spices with this moon are sage, aloe, lemon balm, bay, and parsley. And the personal check-in is, do I need to recharge through some alone time, right? The crab, it moves sideways and needs space and has a shell for a reason. So do you need to unplug a little bit Sunday night? What self-care activities can you plan for Sunday, February 18th? I know I will be on the beaches of Mexico with my astrology retreat, and I know that I'm going to be doing some self-care with the women out there. But I know, if you're at home, can you do some self-massage? Do you have a chirp wheel? Do you have some rose oil you can put on your face, right? Do you have a favorite smoothie? Do you have something that is nourishing and fun for you? The moon in a water sign also influences watery foods. So you might notice that you're hungry or pulled towards more watery foods if you need that, if it's like a need in your chart. So the watery foods are what, like cucumber, watermelon, things like this, pumpkin, the watery foods. Now, if you have too much water, you're going to want to go in the other direction and do something that's a little bit more drying, because the extra water in the sky could be flooding for you in some ways. So just knowing that and playing with that and just noticing what you're hungry for. It's just kind of an interesting thing to study. So that's February 12th through 18th, guys. Thanks for being here. Again, I'm Tiffany Harelik. This was your Wise Skies astrology forecast for February 12th through 18th. I love you. Have a great week and namaste.